Viewer discretion is advised.
Alarms have been going off around Site-549, signifying a high-class, dangerous anomaly was on the loose in the city. Crap. Dr. Bradley hurried through the corridor, passing by the staffers who were panicking about the alert. He rushed into the comms room. The screens were showing a live feed of the city in destruction, but the culprit was nowhere to be seen. Status: reports of a monster sighting have been coming in from all channels. Casualties are high. Crap. It can't be that, can it? Told them it should be killed, but no, they simply won't listen. All right, call up MTF Beta 48 immediately. We need them to get the situation under control. Hello everybody, I'm TheRubber. Today, we bring you SCP Foundation EUCLID Class Object SCP-7057. SCP-7057, also known as a person, is a shapeshifter with two forms observed thus far. Its first form, designated as SCP-7057-A, and the only observed state of SCP-7057 over the course of 7 years, is a typical humanoid with very limited speech capabilities. Any further description of 7057-A has been restricted under protocol designed to protect their identity from any Foundation personnel not involved in the containment of SCP-7057. Its second form, designated SCP-7057-B, first observed on the 11th of February 2023, is an 8-foot-tall being with a bulky figure, tentacle-like limbs and flesh that is too tough to pierce. In contrast to 7057-A, 7057-B is capable of producing speech. It also is much more aggressive to personnel, especially upon hearing someone refer to SCP-7805, which is the designation of a collection of anomalous bus stop, SCP-7805-1 Alpha, and a blue bus, SCP-7805-1 Beta. Its main anomalous property is its ability to absorb mechanical components and rearrange them to alter its own composition. It appears to do so in such a way that gives it an appearance similar to that of SCP-7805-1 Beta. These components are indeed retrievable from 7057-B's body. However, operations to do so requires written permission and appropriate equipment to ensure minimal harm is done to both 7057-B and any personnel involved. It is currently unknown what triggers SCP-7057's transformations and how it does so. SCP-7057 was brought to the Foundation's attention on the 3rd of August 2015. A few days after a fatal car crash taking the lives of 4 individuals and critically injuring 1 in the city of Gosnells, Perth, Australia. A few witnesses to the crash were brought in to the local police station for questioning, and one witness in particular caught the officer's attentions. This witness failed to produce basic speech and could not be found on any census database. DNA tests to find any potential family of the witness returned back a unique strand of DNA. It was then that the Foundation became aware of 7057, who was swiftly sent into containment within Site-549, and all police and citizens who had heard about 7057 were amnesticized. At first, 7057 was thought to be simply a man possessing anomalous DNA. Save for their DNA and inexplicable origin, it was thought to be a man without any other anomalies that would harm society. Dr. Hugh Bradley, head of Site-549, felt uneasy. He believed that there was something more sinister within 7057 and held the notion that 7057 should be neutralized. However, the higher-ups believed that it would set a bad precedent if they were to do so. And due to 7057 apparently not having any notable anomalous properties, it should be declassified and sent back into the world. While it was declassified and in the process of reintroduced back to society, Dr. Bradley ordered multiple tests to better grasp 7057's anomalous properties, hoping that he would discover new anomalies that would change the decision of letting it go. The tests soon began to take a toll on 7057, both physically and psychologically. The Ethics Committee then issued a warning to Dr. Bradley to cease any and all experiments on 7057 and said that containment may be unnecessary. However, its true anomalous potential was not fully understood until Incident 7057 Alpha, where 7057 broke containment, or the lack thereof, and wreaked havoc in the city. In the morning of the 11th of February 2023, reports of a large monster attacking the city of Gosnells started to flood all Foundation comms channels. MTF Beta 48 were then deployed to the location of suspected anomaly. The operatives of Beta 48 arrived at the vicinity, and the monster was nowhere to be found, only signs of its destruction. Stay frosty, fellas. We don't know what we're dealing with here. We're practically sent in blind with conventional firepower. Hold. Think I see it. There. The team halted as they found a match for the description of supposed large monster, about half a mile away from the initial reported location. It was barraging a house and notably absorbed parts of the microwave and fridge located in the kitchen of the house. All right, prep the trank. We'll take this one alive. However, before they could act, the monster appeared to become aware of their location and charged towards them. One of the operatives hastily fired a tranquilizer dart at the charging entity, but it couldn't penetrate the monster's armored skin. It smashed through the team's formation and picked up one of them and threw her into the rubble. Agent Joan, damn this thing! All right, plan B. There's a temporary containment unit stationed nearby. We'll lure it there. Follow my lead. The team pointed their rifles and started to unload on the monster, shouting at it to get its attention. But it ignored the operatives as it spotted a moving truck in the distance and began stomping towards it. The monster used its immense strength to grab the front of the truck, absorbing the engine and parts of the metal frame. The truck came to a sudden halt as it smashed into the monster, killing the driver instantly. The monster then proceeded to further dismantle the truck in a brutish fashion, absorbing its components and gradually taking a bus-like shape while agents attempt to apprehend it. Be advised, Captain, a friendly helo is on its way to your location. ETA 2 minutes. Roger, about freaking time we got air support. 2 minutes later, a Foundation helicopter arrived with infilled containment unit. The monster spotted the helicopter and decided to launch itself onto it without a second thought, which greatly damaged the structural integrity of the aircraft. Holy moly, is that our pilot flying out of the helo? And we just brought the damn thing as lunch. It then began to absorb the helicopter's components, which caused it to look visually similar to 7805-1 Beta. The containment unit fell to the ground with minimal damage. Command, we need another transport now. The bus monster then drove towards the bus stop nearby and crashed into it. It then stayed on the side of the road like how a normal bus would wait for passengers to board. Backup transport arrived soon after at the team's location. Due to the bus monster being stationary, it was captured with ease, as it showed no signs of struggle. It was loaded into the temporary containment unit and then transported to Site 549 and put into a large humanoid cell with reinforced boundaries, thus concluding Incident 7057 Alpha. Shortly after the capture of 7057, mechanical components attached to 7057-B were gradually removed for research purposes. When questioned about its origin, 7057-B would repeatedly recite, "I am a private property. Please deposit $5 into the bucket, then tell me where would you like to go. Thank you for choosing to ride the amazing cross-dimensional bus service, and enjoy your trip." A letter was written by Sir Victor Dimitri, who is an affluent member of the city of Gosnells, Perth. He has been funding Site 549 for 7 years due to both his wealth and his immunity to amnestics, hence his knowledge of the Foundation. He has agreed to protect the Veil and provide monetary aid under the condition that citizens of the city of Gosnells are protected from any anomalies contained within Site 549. It was addressed to Dr. Bradley regarding the incident. Dear Dr. Hugh Bradley, what in God's name have you done? Was our agreement not that you contain those ghastly monsters of yours to keep the city safe and I pay you to do it? Did you simply forget to close one of your doors or something stupid like that? It is absolutely outrageous what you've done. The cost of the damages done by this atrocity are too much. I will be greatly reducing how much I give you. I cannot afford to reduce it to zero as I have neither the time nor energy to put up with your ridiculous pets. If you would like my opinion, I say you killed a lot of them. They are just a dark mark on this earth that needs to be scrubbed off. To hell with those beasts. Sir Victor Dimitri. And so Dr. Bradley was terminated as the head of Site 549. Of course, it's always me who takes the bullet. They messed up and I just have to be the one to be blamed. I told them to neutralize that damn thing when we could, but no, it would make us look like the GOC or some such idealistic PR bullcrap. Sure, I understand that I got careless, but in my defense, I don't think anyone could have known 7057 would wind up being some shape-shifting wild beast. Just seemed like a person who was messed up in the head. And who isn't these days? I guess this is my last message to the Foundation. I bet you they didn't even pick up on this and leave it in 7057's article. I even wrote back to Dimitri personally to clear things up for myself, but nope, someone higher up just got to intercept it. Someone's really keen on saving their image and keeping me on a tight leash until I'm gone. Typical Foundation fashion. Guess that explains why there hasn't been any Foundation whistleblowers. After Dr. Bradley's termination, SCP-7057 was reclassified as Euclid and contained within heavily durable boundaries with armed guards on patrols. Efforts to protect SCP-7057-A's identity remain. However, a request to discontinue these procedures has been sent to the Ethics Committee and are awaiting approval. All conversations and warnings regarding SCP-7057 from former head of Site-549 Dr. Hugh Bradley were scrubbed off Foundation records.